What is going on, YouTube? I would say long time no see, but we did this in a live Clone War episode, actually. Today's video is a little out there, but it's a direct response to somebody who has a significant number of followers who directly, said some stuff. So let's educate, because that's my intention. Rather than coming off sour and, feeding it back, let's educate a little bit. Usually I don't really care, but the person has like a responsibility with a certain number of followers, as I find my channel to be responsible, with honesty, with truth, with transparency, as I have always started since the beginning. So as you guys know, if you've been following me, what up, Lewis? Let's wait for the chats to come in here. It's going to be juicy. So as you guys know, I've been doing clone fragrances since the beginning of my channel, which was about 4 years ago, when people wouldn't even touch these Middle Eastern fragrances, and any reviews you would see online would talk about how bad they were. Or make fun of the fact that they couldn't speak the name of the fragrance, okay? They couldn't say any of the fragrance. So let this be like a once and for all. Like, I'm not going to keep entertaining in general. I probably shouldn't have, but this person has a significant following. So, I mean, you call one of my series out, I'm going to respond. So here we go. What up, Jonathan? How are you, bro? So it's actually quite sad, because I find the community to be something like, I see all the toxicity in the Reddits and stuff, and I stay out of it. I don't care. Like, I recognize that they're probably jerking their meat in their mom's basement, and I leave it alone usually. But this creator just came into clone fragrances and started making videos and started seeing some success and found some love for it. It's going to get juicy. Okay. And all of a sudden thinks that there's some authority that comes with it. Right. So if you ask me, I think that an authority or authoritative role in general, or somebody that has some kind of like value to what they say, and this has kind of been a beef in the fragrance community for a while now. It comes with experience, it comes with skin, it comes with establishing a relationship. And while I don't know this person that well, right, I would imagine he's a nice guy. Clearly he has something, clearly he's sour about something. It's okay, fine, whatever, I don't care. But especially nowadays on TikTok and on Instagram, a lot of people will come on honest review of this fragrance. And it's far from the honest truth. It's mostly just affiliate stuff, etc. And I understand, I understand the feelings and where the community is coming from, etc. But I don't really entertain it, because that's one thing that I've never compromised in, is my honesty. While brands have attacked my channel, while brands have shut down my channel, took away my TikTok, I stayed quiet and silent. I also don't really like to come off and say like, oh, I work with this factory and that factory too often, but more recently, I've stopped. I have to, because if I don't tell you, how will you know? So I work with brands and companies like CPL Aromas, who I get my oils from, that I work with to create all of my fragrances. I've also been in talks with Mon. I have some work with IFF. I also have some work with, who is it? Givaudan sub company, okay? Multiple companies. And so I know the fragrance industry. There's certain things I can and can't say. And especially when it comes to like dupes, right? Down to like percentages of how close, like literally when they sell it to you, they'll tell you this is like a 90% fragrance clone, okay? So I'm just chilling, hanging out, and I see this one video and I come across it, and it was like, clone fragrances are disrupting the industry. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. I love watching creator videos every now and then when I'm winding down, because I genuinely appreciate it, right? Community. It's fucking bullshit, man. It's bullshit. So I come across this, and I just want to start off. Yeah, not many fragrance. Look, a lot of influencers, like, I understand, maybe they don't know this, maybe he didn't know this, but it's like, then don't assume. Don't just go in guns blazing. Talk to people, get to know them, see what their involvement is. But anyways, let's go ahead and start with the first beginning of this video. So this is the same person. Let me give you a little backstory. This person was always into niche and designer fragrances, right? And I guess more recently shifted into clones, because let's be honest, if you're a content creator and you're not talking about clones right now, you're not getting any relevance or any traction. And I started the wave. If you guys have been rocking with me since 400, 4,000, 5,000 followers, then you will understand. This was in an era and in a realm where these Middle Eastern companies didn't even know what YouTube was or making videos were. And I would spend my time and countless hours and days calling them and getting to know them and talking about what it is. One thing that's always been consistent is my honesty, and that'll always be the honest truth. So this is a little hurtful, but it's okay. It's a time to educate, and that's how I like to respond, not with fire or lashing back, but we're going to educate, and I'm going to be as, straight up front. If feelings are hurt, it is what it is, but I'm going to exactly just respond and do exactly that. So let's start off with the facts of this video. Here we go. Yeah, man with sense. You've been rocking with me for the longest time, bro. I have never shifted or compromised who I am for the longest time. In fact, Clone Wars was something that I tried to trademark because a lot of people tried to jump on it and stuff, but that's just petty shit. Not to mention they didn't let me because of Star Wars. So let's go ahead and get started. Here we go. So this is the video right here. And like I said, you guys, like, I don't condone hate. This is not, the intention of this is informative so I can inform why certain points are wrong. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure the dude is cool. I would love to get to know him and all this stuff, but I don't like when misinformation is being spread on my dime, okay? And like I said, if it was a smaller channel, whatever, it's okay. But this, you have a responsibility, dude. And when you're getting this many views, I'm not going to, fuck that shit. I'm not going to sit around and watch. So let's go. Okay. Here it is. Here's the start of the video. And let's see what the beginning is. And I'll give you guys some context.
I was completely wrong about clone fragrances.
Okay. So there's the first portion of the video. And let me tell you exactly why this matters. So this person starts off, the preface of this video is basically saying that, man, I'm into clones now. Okay. So this is an extremely important note because this video was released since, let's see, 2 weeks ago, okay? So this person is now into clones and he was completely wrong 2 weeks ago, okay? Clones, how long have I been doing clones, you guys? Since the beginning. Fuzzball, don't make me go in. I know. And they're mad. It's because they're mad. They're mad at not this guy. I don't know him. Listen, I say this with all respect. Please, I don't know you or him, so I don't intend on anything negative towards this person. Please don't do anything like that. Genuinely, from my side, I have to respond because this is my image. This is bashing on things that I do, and we'll get into where. So this is completely just a response that does not condone any negativity, and we'll address everything. Okay, he seems cool. I actually like his content. Like I said, you guys, I was watching it. I was genuinely watching it, okay? So I like the dude, but until this video, I'm kind of like, whoa, why? Okay, it is what it is. It hurts a little, but it's okay. So let's go ahead and get started, okay? So that was the first portion of the video. Scroll in, and I was watching. It was pretty interesting. It was cool, whatever, until we get to this part right here. Let's see. Okay, now he's talking about, so as you guys know, I've been working on the God of Fire Clone War, of which I have, and I religiously, first off, this Clone War series is my child. It's my baby. It's been the birth since, it's actually what got my channel taken down for a long time. I got sued by multiple companies and I had to fight these lawsuits to keep this channel. And if you guys have been rocking with me long enough, I did, like, you guys remember Neeb Uncensored and then affordable aromatics, affordables and stuff. It was because of lawsuits. And so I took a lot of pride. So I compile basically a bunch of clones, all of which are not created equal. And let's go into that creation portion, right? CPL aromas, etc. will work as contractors under factories. So this is education part number 1. So all these famous perfumers you see on Fragrantica, a lot of them are actually contracted under an umbrella company like Firmenich, like Givaudan, like etc. And so in order for me to work with, let's say, Hamid, for example, the creator of Layton, Parfums de Marly Layton, I have to approach Firmenich. I've contacted Hamid, but they can't do any work because they're contracted. If I want to work with somebody like Jean-Christophe, I have to sit with IFF. I've already done that, okay? If I want to work with, let's say, Givaudan, I have to sit with one of, I know the owner's son who does it, and excellent work. He does an excellent work. All of which, I'm not going to give you exact names of who, have portfolios of, let's say, for instance, if their perfumer works for them, this fragrance in a cabinet, literally in a cabinet, okay? And so from this cabinet, the originator of this, for instance, like, let's say, just for shits and giggles or just for context, let's say this comes from brand X or factory X, just an example. They go open their portfolio and they give you this fragrance, you like it. And they say, okay, we can do something like this, but it has to be 5% off. They literally quantify it like that. And you say, or 10% off. Oh, can I increase my budget? We get a little closer, you know, ethically, we can't, blah, blah, blah. We'll do 5% off. And you end up with something that smells like a 95% inspo. Now, let's say the same factory X, you go to factory Z and you request this fragrance. They're going to give you their match of this fragrance that's probably ran through what's known as a GCMS machine, which is used in chemical labs. I used to work in the medical field to break down formulations, right? So this was created in factory X. You go to factory Y. They give you this fragrance. You don't really know that it's not the original, but they tell you, we can give you 10% off from this DNA. So now you believe that you have like a 90% close to this fragrance, except you don't, because it in itself is a match, and the match itself is not going to be exact, while factory X is exact. So by default, one of these that you believe is 90% close isn't. And that's why I, along with experience, which I'll tell you my experience, firmly believe and can factually tell you guys that not all clones are created equal. That is only one factor of what clones entail. There's also the quality of the alcohol. There's also the quality of the oils. And not to mention, some factories are still to this day getting oils from India and from China. And I'm not going to say any names because that's like a liability, okay? Genuinely. And you might see me stop talking about them, okay? So, anyways, moving on. How is it? I don't know, bro. But this is, however, an umbrella corp. And it's like, for example, it's an agency, bro, right? Like a factory employs perfumers, and they either have an agreed salary or they have an agreed, depending on request, etc. For example, if I want to work with a Turkish factory, which I am, and I can request their master perfumer, they don't even sometimes have the master perfumer work on it. It'll be an in-house they call them celebrity perfumers. It'll be a non-celebrity perfumer who crafts it. But guess what? You pay enough, you can get that master perfumer. Anyways, let's move on. So no, these can also vary. So let's say, for example, we got these two. So now, all right, Neeb, look, we got these two from Factory X. They told us it was 10% different. It can still differ because of quality control, because of alcohol quality. This honestly just sounds like, and this is why I felt like educating was the best way to go, because it just sounds like not misinformation based on honest and unawareness. And that's why, I'm doing it. I'm delivering it with a lot of passion and heart, because that's exactly what this is. I'm passionate and I love this. So once upon a time, so that clarifies the whole definitive differences, you guys. There are definitive differences. Also, another thing, for example, a batch of this fragrance could have sat in the sun in Dubai in the blistering hot, and I've witnessed it with my own eyes, not this one, in the blistering hot of 120 degrees Fahrenheit. And that in itself, it's sitting there for 3 hours, will absolutely make a difference. I'm not going to say this is quality control. This is the smaller ladder. But anyway, we've established that there are absolute differences. Now, there's also another difference in the quality of each of those, fixatives, or in the budgets. Let's say they give you a 90% match, okay? This is going to quantify like in regards to like the scent profile. But even then, you still have a tiering system. So you want a 90% match? Yes, I do. Okay, now how much do you want to spend on the quality of oils? Bro, it's much more than that. There are layers to it. You first get the match, you quantify it with an actual percentage, and then you quantify the quality. Now, how do you get the quality? The quality of these are basically going to come down to like absolutes, or a synthetic that's most close to natural recreation. So a synthetic that smells closer to mango is going to be more expensive. A mango that lasts longer is also going to be more expensive, because they know what's desired. It's supply and demand, right? All right, let's take a little break. So let's see. No clone will ever be 100%. Yes. That is exactly what I'm saying, and that is the disclaimer that I drop on every Clone War. Moving on. Okay, so, bro, I've been working my ass off. Yo, Nav, God bless you for the super chat. And if anything, you guys, I would personally say, and this is genuinely from the heart, sub to him. He's got great content, but this is misinformation, and this is also me responding for my personal target. It seems that way because of a series that's mine, okay? But he's got good content. We're still going to keep it 100. Okay, moving on. So let's keep it going. There's a lot of stuff in this industry that, unfortunately, a lot of people don't know. And I'm not saying that this is the case with him, but I am saying that this is the case with a lot of influencers or reviewers who just think they know. And it's just better to just not make information out there for thousands. You're talking to tens of thousands of people. That's a responsibility, bro. Like haram. Have some like, you know what I'm saying? Like, before I do something like that and potentially hurt an individual, I will put 1,001 considerations before I do that. And that's why. So anyways, moving on. So there are a couple of people questions here, which I'll address. So who makes the best clones? I'm going to give you factual information that I have from factories, okay? And we're working on interviews and stuff. I sat with IFF. I can't say too much, but I'll give you guys when I can, when I'm allowed to. Anyways, we're going to continue. So here we go. We're going to get into the portion of where it starts to get very, very direct, okay?
Sides of the fence here, so we can have a discussion about this, because it's good to discuss. Like, it's healthy to have a discussion about when things are very polarizing. Also, why I think that this whole clone thing is a problem is because this kind of has created an echo chamber of fragrance content that's kind of borderline unhealthy. Like, a clone of this Vulcan Few gets all the hype, but you could literally just buy Paris Corner's Ophidian Mango Bliss, and you would still get exactly the same scent profile as Vulcan Few, but Vulcan Few gets the more influencer attention, so it gets the more hype, and people only care about that clone now and say it's the best, even though they probably never tried, you know, these other clones. I get it.
Okay, come on. Come on, please somebody tell me in the chat who has this. This is definitively off from the DNA. And this is, I'm going to tell you guys right now, it is the least close one. And it actually has the most Middle Eastern funk. And it has oud and bakhur vibes in it. And there is absolutely no way. See, it already sounds like there is, he's responding to a certain crowd, which I understand. And I can totally agree. But there is no way you can tell me that this is the same quality as this, not even as this, and even as this, nor this. They have differences, 1,000,000%. And if you look past, the oud is in the original. Oud is in the original, but it's not nearly as nuanced. But when you go in lower quality or you emphasize things, like I said, remember, you can have a factory that just copies it and just gives you like for instance, you don't need a factory to make a dupe. For example, if Paris Corner were to have a GCMS machine in their factory, they can clone it themselves. So this isn't to say, I want to clear that misconception. This isn't to say that all these clones are getting it from factories. No, that's not the case. That's actually not the case. In fact, some of these have in-house GCMS machines, okay? And I watched a training on one of these factories giving training to a company for their own GCMS so that they can save money, okay? And when that happens, it comes into play, anything goes. Obviously, this is still a good fragrance. Don't get it twisted. I love this scent. Are you going to remember God of Fire? Absolutely, bro. But it's far from the closest. And what you have to understand is the purpose of this Clone War. It's for the OCD territory. It's for the person who objectively wants one of the best ones and doesn't want to buy, you know, all of this. Does it have to be a certain level of obsession? Yes, but that's what we all are, right? That's the whole fragrance community. And so is it not fruitful to know which one is the closest? I have over 5,000 fragrances as of today. And I remember discovering dupes and making it a trend. And I remember buying clone after clone after clone before anyone knew clones were. And props off and hats off to Ash, who used to cover them, even though he didn't pronounce them sometimes. He did a great job. There were a couple of French brothers and even Indian brothers that did cover them 4 years ago, bro. We're talking 4 years ago. And I remember buying the same fragrance over and over and over and over because of no information and because of, obviously, we didn't know what they were. The brand owners didn't know what they were. They would just get fragrances and they would put them out and they'd be like, all right, let's go. They were ass. But since then, they've developed and they've learned and they know what they're making now. So to say that this is the same as this or this is the same as this, that doesn't make sense. That's like saying that Mango Bliss is the same as God of Fire, but it's not. And you know it's not. And we all know it's not. So how is it that this is? They're coming from completely different factories. Sure, if you want to talk about, see, it makes sense when you have the context of, like I said and prefaced in the beginning, that this video is 2 weeks old and he started into the clones not long ago. And it makes sense, right? Because when you're new into the clones, it's like, okay, you know what? Why do we need to know about all the Blue Talisman clones? Whatever, just get any one of them. No, that's not the truth because Tarafi Electric, they're campaigning with everybody. You guys saw the videos. And you know what? It's actually a twist. The perfumer who made this is a twist. You know, the Melika by Armaf, it's a fucking twist on Queen of Silk. Like, it's a twist. Art of Universe is fantastic. It's not the closest clone. It has an addition of like melon. And that addition is probably literally by chance. It's not because they knowingly did it. It's because this was their best attempt. And their best attempt turned into a really damn good twist. So you guys, like, that's what I'm trying to say, man. And you know what? And we're going to go into one of the portions he talks about here where it's like their number one is their affiliate. Bro, I'm telling you right now, this Ex Nihilo Blue Talisman, Taj 2 is the worst clone of it. And this is by French Avenue. And I would be a motherfucking liar to say that this is anywhere near one of the better ones, okay? And not to mention, I've never talked about Gulf Orchid, and they truly do have one of the best ones. We'll wait for the Clone War. So moving on in, and we'll take care of that in a little bit, but let's continue to educate, okay? This is not even close to this. I mean, in all honesty, I'm not shitting on this. Like I said, I like it because it has more of a bakhur, but like I like this also because it has more of a citrus. And even then, like to support his case, which he says, they all smell good. Okay, so that condones everybody getting every clone or just pick one and whatever. But there are differences. And wouldn't you guys like to know the differences? For example, some differences might be a positive. Rose de Soleil by Riffs. This has more citruses and there's more ambroxan. And that's per the owner themselves as well. So isn't that valuable for my audience to tell them definitive truth rather than masking it and telling your audience that it's because of affiliate partnerships and that people who do this clone war, me, are just giving you their #1 affiliate? Bro, I know all of these people. I genuinely know them. And you guys watch me go and shake their hands. I mean, I have a collaboration with Aromatics. Do you guys really think that I'm not like, I've made multiple videos. So anyways, let's continue on and let's go on with the rest of the video. So let's keep going. Here we go. Breaks my heart. Wallah al-azim, it hurts because it's like no matter what you do, it's like people will still try. And like I said, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, but this has been happening and transpiring for the last, and I've been ignoring it on short platforms. Forget this video and this creator. He seems very nice and genuine. But a lot of creators on short platforms, it's like a trend right now. What they'll do is their hook is literally a stitch of another creator's video. And it's almost like, is he right? And then they'll go and either shit on that creator or like feed off of them. What happened to just like why, how? Or like a creator saying the honest truth about God of, well, that's my intro. The honest truth about God of, I literally sometimes use that hook as a troll. And it's crazy how many people fall for it, right? It's just absolutely insane. What gains your trust? Is it just saying the honest truth? There has to be more than that, you guys. There has to be more than that, bro. Man, I love this shit. And I will never, ever stand around and watch this like crap, honestly. I'm not talking about him, but I'm talking about in general without saying something. And that's going to change from here on out. Like I will start sharing. Let's go. Moving on.
An influencer you trust, you want to believe their opinion. But that kind of sparks an echo chamber where people just repeat online the same thing that influencer said about the product. But trust me, there are so many different clones of each fragrance. Any of them are good. It kind of is also being...
Do you guys believe that every clone is good? Any of them are good? What is that? Spectre Malachite doesn't last more than 2 hours. It's great, but it doesn't last. Is that not valuable to you guys? All right, now here's me. Everybody knows I'm Clone Wars. Period.
Caused by influencer-driven clone.
Influencer-driven Clone Wars. Bro, just say by Aromatics. You might as well just put by Aromatics. Let's go.
Or of like 10 clones of Louis Vuitton Imagination, and whatever one wins, sometimes you find that the #1 spot, this creator has an affiliation with.
Absolutely hilarious. Okay, so the Imagination Clone War, I found Essence de Blanc to be the best. Sue me. Nobody's going to bully me out of my opinion. Like I said, I work with the factories, I smell them, but to say that, go through my Clone Wars. Not every Clone War is French Avenue winner. For fuck's sake, the Ex Nihilo was not. The God of Fire is not. The Black Panther, not Black Panther, what is it called? Tiger is not. It's the truth. But let's see. Shots fired with this. Like, it's straight up. It's Aromatics. Like, you might as well have put my face there, bro.
So it's like, I've smelt these clones too, and they're so incredibly...
You've been doing it for 2 weeks.
Close. I'm like, I don't know. Like, how can you even rank them when they're like 99% the same fragrance and they're...
And that's why I started the video with the preface that I told you guys of the factories and them giving you the factories. Like, you know what? Let me see. Maybe I can make a call to one of the owners and be like, bro, how do you know how off? I'll record that. How about that? Let's continue. The point is like, exactly, like reviewer wars. What is the point of this, bro? Why don't people just review? Just review, bro. I loved your videos. Just tell us. Instead of attacking the influencers, just tell us, yo, you know what? Like, honestly, I think that all of these are good enough. That's good enough, bro. That's good enough. Who made you mad? Clearly, I did. All right, let's go. By the way, this is my energy always. If you're new on the channel, this is how I always am. But like, why shit on each other to make a come up? Like, why? It's such a sad, it is what it is, bro. Let's continue.
How can you even scale that? That's why I haven't done a Clone Wars on my channel yet. So yeah, and then I'll see what a creator said.
Oh, is that why you haven't done a Clone Wars on your channel yet? Go ahead.
And then I'll see in my comments, like with this one, I don't know what creator said it, but they said that this one had more cedar wood. And then I see.
So why is that a problem? It has more cedar wood. Why is that a problem? So what? What if a creator said it has more cedar wood? That's his opinion. What makes you more credible than them? And what makes them more credible than you? That's up to the audience. That's up to the audience, bro. Like for me, for example, my audience knows that I've been traveling around the world, that I've been taking them with me to factories and to meetings and to creations and providing and pumping. Bro, there's no need for that. Like, I understand your frustration, but sometimes it's better to not say anything instead of doing that. So what if it has more cedar? Come on, bro. Astaghfirullah al-Azim.
See, like in my comments, like 15 comments on that fragrance saying.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is the culture. The new culture is trying to position themselves more reputable. Commentator is crazy. First off, on what basis? On what credibility? What makes you more credible? Is it because you're sharing negative that makes you credible? Is it because you're disagreeing that makes it more credible? Astaghfirullah, bro. Like, come on, man. Let's continue.
Like, oh, it just has a more cedarwood dominance. And I'm like, how does everyone know this? You know, influencers say things and people repeat that because they're seeing that as truths, right?
Okay, so let me support him with this one. There was actually, if you guys are not following Neeb.life, I highly recommend you check that out, okay, on short platforms, because that is, I'm going in. And I don't care industry secrets. I'm going straight at it because this is a side of me that nobody knows. Neeb. Like, who the fuck are you? You guys know Aromatics, right? But who am I? You guys will see that. And I just brought in new brand managers to help me showcase it because I grew up in a household where it's like shame. Like, Neeb, don't tell people about the families you feed and help every month or the donations or how much money you make or what cars you're driving or thing. It's such a culture shock for me, like, to not say it. But being in this space, I have a responsibility to show it because I have to be someone who is, in a sense, you know, I want people that look up to me can mimic certain traits and habits. Like, people should know that. So if you want to know more like this and actual industry secrets, I want to take you guys with me, and I will start taking you with me on the actual creations of some of these perfumes that I've been making for a long time and things you haven't been seeing. So it's called Neeb.life, Neeb_life. It'll be on TikTok. It'll be on Instagram. It'll also be here on YouTube as well, okay? I think I just uploaded a short today. If I'm not mistaken, it's going to be one short every single day. Advice, financial advice, motivation, mental health, because it's a real thing, and so on and so forth. Let's continue on. 100% the whiskey. And even then, like, bro, like, I can't sit here and say that it's going to smell like this on my skin. And at the end of the day, like, yo, it's a review channel. This is all used as like an encyclopedia. Like, have it, go surf, make your educated guess, and find out what works or sounds best for you. I swear to God, in every clone war, like, you guys, oh shit, I didn't post this yet. Okay, this is my favorite clone of God of Fire. It's not the winner, but it's my favorite clone. And if you go back to some of my Clone Wars, you'll find that like number 4 and number 5 are my favorite. So I don't understand. Is it like number 1 and number 5? That, come on, bro. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. All right. Yes, that's the goal, Cameron, is being relatable. And that's the issue. Like, if I'm out here talking to you guys about like, you know, like, I don't know, man, but it will be transparent. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Let's continue on. And, so if you need an update, so look, Enrique, it doesn't necessarily mean, so he bought a Sense de Blanc from my review. It doesn't necessarily mean that every bottle is going to be perfect either. Because like I said to you guys in the beginning of the video, believe it or not, there was an issue with Xandal, okay? Xandal had some batches that got really, really hot. And the patchouli started to come off a little bit like dank. Some people were getting that dank. And then this also made me realize something. How the fudge do I know whether or not these fragrances that I'll recommend that you buy won't have that? Do you know how many variables and factors, you guys? Like, for example, I now get fragrances from Dubai for shoparomatics.com. I've witnessed multiple factories and they don't have anything else. Like, they'll put for pickup, right? Like IMEX or DHL, or not DHL, Amex and I forget whoever else it was that I used to use, Atlas. They'll come and they'll pick it up, but the fragrances in boxes will literally be sitting there in 120 degrees, you guys, for hours, for hours. So it's really hard, man. But this is a sacrifice we take with clones. Okay, moving on. Let's finish this. You know, AM, it's not that they're mad at me for them not having a good fragrance, but the point and the purpose is that it changes the scent. It changes the scent. So like somebody who will grab this and they'll be like, Neeb said it was like the best one, but oh my God, it has something that's off. Bro, like there's so many variables, and those cases can happen. They can happen. Moving on. Anyway, let's keep it going. Reformulations are a real thing that happen, not also by choice. It also happens by nature. Because I was in the factory of Mon, as I've been showing you guys, you know, these type of things that educate, that take you with me. I went to Mon for our MOF, and we were talking about formulations and fragrances and perfumes. And they said that, in fact, every year you will have a reformulation because, for instance, the rose they may distill last year will never be the same as next year, right? And so it's inevitable. It's inevitable that every batch will be different as long as there is a small amount of any natural. So, for example, let's say you have a fragrance that has natural cardamom, right? The seasons that it doesn't, you know, sprout or grow or whatever it is, obviously, or sorry, from 1 year to a third year, it's going to be different. Tonka bean could be different from 1 year to whatever year. Anyways, moving on. Okay, so here it is. So a disclaimer like this, I'm sorry, but that's not good enough because it's like you shit everywhere and then you look back and you see the shit all over the wall and you're like, oh God, I didn't want to do that. You did though. So here it is.
Influencers say things and people repeat that because they're seeing that as truths, right? I don't want to come across as sour. I'm just having a discussion here, but
that's cheap. It's not a discussion. You're talking to your audience. Your platform is pretty big, and I wish you all the success. And I wish you took a different route, especially Clone Wars, right? That's direct. Anybody who says otherwise is dude, it's Clone Wars. It's my series. I will support him on that point of, you have a lot of puppets and parrots now on Instagram and TikTok that think that they can just turn on the camera and become a reviewer and just say what another influencer said and mimic. And this is, I will agree with him 100% that it is a real problem. It's a real problem, right? And they'll just mimic and they'll get a following base. And over years, you start to realize this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Or it's like what I was telling you guys earlier. They'll use another influencer's beginning and they'll just stitch their face on it. And it's like all of a sudden they have credibility. And they say, I'll be the judge of that. Okay, like who are you? Why? Why? Why not just do your own? So I will back him on that. But that's pretty much it, man. Oh my God, come on. It does. So you're a brand here.
Discussion here. But that being said, though, it does sound like I'm being negative on creators. It does sound like I'm being negative on influencers and clone fragrance companies. That's not the case at all. I'm just kind of informing you, you know, how we got here, why my opinions have changed, etc. So now
that did a lot more than that. That actually did a lot more. It did, you know, basically say that it's all bullshit. There are no differences, even when the brands themselves are telling you there are differences. So even though Tarathi says that, or Afnan says this is a twist, they're not saying the truth because you said so. So, I mean, you know, we all make mistakes. We all sometimes maybe put out misinformation unknowingly, genuinely, but, you know, I want to go on the record saying that there is no hard feelings from my end, but there's absolutely a necessity for me to educate and to fill in where it's directed at me with the Clone Wars. 100%. I agree with the affiliate ship. I have watched people get bought in front of my eyes. Do you guys remember when Rayhan was getting all of the hype and I stopped talking about it for 4 months and it seemed like every kid on the block was talking Rayhan? I got so much heat. I didn't touch them for like 4 months. And you know what? That was sad because I got bullied out of enjoying a fragrance that I personally loved. But I realized that like this is bigger than me. This is not me. And this is a lot of people touching this brand and it looks really bad. So I didn't touch them until recently they dropped their aura and it was incredible. And I was like, you know what? Wallah al-azim, nobody's going to bully me out of this shit. I fucking love it and I'll do it. But this time with my approach, I'll be more informative. I'll try to keep my opinions on the side and tell you guys what I think. So I approached the review exactly like that. And I said, I know this is getting a lot of hype. Let's talk definitively what it smells like, what the differences are, and the end, I'll give you my opinion. And that's what I did. And people really appreciated it. And so it's kind of like, you know, hit or miss. But I'm telling you guys right now, yes, there are people that 100% chill. Bro, Aromatics is my brand. If I'm not selling my own fucking brand, what am I doing as a businessman? Of course I'm going to show my Aromatics. It's my fragrance that I believe in, but I'm selling it. It's my fragrance, my creation. They're my children. They're my babies. And I love you guys enough to share my children with you. I think that's what I told my last 3 exes as well. But anyways, that's the genuine truth, okay? Yes, I am affiliated with French Avenue, but I'm affiliated with multiple other brands of these Middle Eastern as well. But I'll tell you guys, and even then, it doesn't fucking matter. The Clone Wars series has been offered to be bought. I'm telling you guys straight up. And I will never, ever sell it. And I would never, ever sell it. I would never, ever compromise. And this is the thing. Like, I come from such a different culture and way of living. Like, for me, for example, no amount of money is worth my morality. Right? My religion, my deen. Like, for me to eat something that was fruit or brought into fruition out of lies is poison. It's literal poison. Why would I need to do that? I can go and work for like this brand or that brand, and I'm going to pick the 1 or 2 fragrances. Astaghfirullah, bro. Seriously, man. I started from nothing and I worked in a hospital 12-hour shifts at night, editing my videos while I was at the hospital, bro. Doing this because I loved it. I would get out saving lives during COVID, watching families pass, and go home and record a video right in front of my camera. I'm dead, bro. But I love this shit. Through my mental health, through my divorces, through all things, these were my escape. And why do I have Clone Wars? Because I'm OCD as fuck. Because you are too. And because we need to navigate it together. So yes, there will be people that trust and don't trust, and that's fair. And that's fair. I'm not even going to say, oh, let him be, fuck him. No, it's fair. It's honest, and it's the way it's going to be. So with that being said, I want to make my intention very, very clear. Let's please not condone negativity, and this goes to this channel as well, or hate. I'm not saying that you condoned hate or even negativity, but it is in a way misinformation, especially when there are a lot of gray areas or you just simply don't know, right? It's better to just don't, or like get to know me. Be a lot better. But this is me, bro. I love this shit from the bottom of my heart. I lost wives, you guys, literally for fucking fragrance. I'm not joking. Wallah al-azim. How about that? And they told me, oh, go marry your fragrances. I got divorces because of this fucking shit. I wouldn't change a thing, motherfucker. And I swear to God, I wish I was lying. I wish I was lying. I love this shit, man, from the bottom of my heart. But at the same time, you know, like, this is another aspect, you guys, that I will cover in Neeb.life of, you know, I truly believe like the one who's right for you, a lot of relationship advice and stuff will be there with you, even with the fragrances. Shit, she'll buy me more fragrances. That's the woman who's right for you. But just really wanted to open up. You try and take this as an opportunity to educate, not to bash another fellow creator with quality content, with amazing content, okay? With amazing content. So I pray that Allah opens more doors for you and other creators who have a genuine and sincere heart. And to those of you who have been bought in front of my eyes, and you know exactly who the fuck you guys are, there's a lot of them, but I don't want to get sued. I got enough lawsuits for this clone shit, okay? Don't. But wallah al-azim, so help me God, let this be the fucking drop of poison to end my life. I've never sold out. Oh, fuck. Can you guys imagine? Oh, God bless you, bro. Always passionate, bro. Wallah al-azim, wallah, you guys. Never in a million years. My parents raised me, bro. My parents raised me. I went to an Islamic private school when I was growing up. Speaking of Islamic private school, I'm sorry. It is what it is. I'm sweating my ass off and upstairs. I'm upstairs right now in the attic, and there's no thing. So I'm sweating. Sorry, Fry. Now that I'm divorced, I can do shit like this. No, astaghfirullah. My aura is still covered. Damn, look, you got me veiny, boy. I don't want to come off looking like another channel, though, that does this type of stuff. But anyways, Bro, this is my energy. Nah, he didn't do that. This is my energy. It's just, honestly, I used to filter because, like, be a brand, be professional. Fuck that shit, man. Straight up. But we are a brand and we are professional. And like I said, we take opportunities to educate, right? Oh, come on, whiskey. You've seen worse than this. You go to the beach, don't you? Come on, man. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. Please, you guys, like, if anything, show them love. Seriously, show them love. Go subscribe. I'm not even joking, because that's how, content gets better. Collaborations, learning, educating. Like, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, believe it or not, I love gents. Ashton, I love Ashton. I actually just texted him earlier. And although him and I had little hiccups in the beginning, I love him. Seriously, he's a genuine and he's an honest and an amazing reviewer. Kuba don't filter. He called Carnal Desire an old lady cigarette. I was like, damn, you harsh ass motherfucker. But it is what it is. I loved his review. And that's what it is, bro. But anyway, it is what it is. Ash is an awesome dude. Gents is the GOAT. You guys want me to identify who the GOAT? Gents. Straight up. If I had to claim one, it would be Jensense. And I still remember when he used to sit on the round table and he had like a bucket haircut and he was talking about fragrance. I don't remember, but he always loved vetiver. And I was like, damn, bro, that shit stank. But then I started to love vetiver too. Yeah, and I'll tell you guys a couple of creators. You know what? Let me take this opportunity to give some recognition to a lot of creators, big and small, because you want to talk about community. This is how it genuinely should be. I was actually going to make a segment for this, okay, where it gives credit to those who I personally think have underrated quality ass content. And if I don't mention your name, please forgive me. There is no intention. I'm just going on a whim. So I'm going to tell you right off, Vegas Sense. I love his reviews. Love Vegas Sense review. Ashton, obviously. Kuba, obviously. Who else? Hidden Gems. I watch him, believe it or not. He's got like 400 followers. Who else do I watch? Knows Your Scent, of course. School of Scent is nice. Hidden Gems. There he is. Hidden Gems, bro. Vegas is cool. Overspray J is cool, but he's more on that TikTok style of like spraying. I'm talking about like reviews, right? Like YouTube full content reviews. Bowtie Fragrance Guy has got a completely different taste, but I respect him because he's been in the space for a long time, talking about a lot of amouage fragrances. He did talk about a lot of reviews back in the day when only like more niche fragrance brands were passing fragrances and stuff, but I've always felt like his taste was up there. Who else? Aroma God, what's good, baby? Chaos Fragrance, I haven't watched him in a long time. Yeah, who else? I want to give like FB Fragrance is pretty good, man. He's like kind of straight to cut the bullshit, you know? Damn, who else? Let me check my history real quick. What kind of porn is this? No, I'm just playing. You know what? ATH, I covered some of his fragrances. I even DM'd him and I was like, hey, props to you. He never or he just like, he sent me like a period or something. Like, nah. Joy Amin, obviously. Joy Amin was like one of the OGs, bro. I don't really know Ross like that, so not really, at least not at all. Oda Erica's pretty good. I mean, I don't really watch her content, so I'm not gonna say definitively, yeah. Like if I didn't say I'm leaving too much evidence. This is all right. Let's stop. No, I'm just playing. Dedrick is pretty good. Curly Fragrance has a different approach, but yeah, man. Anyways, that's pretty much it. I wanted to. Al-Arrab Al-Utur is really good, but not many people know. Post Cologne. How is he, man? I haven't seen him in a long time. Post Cologne. You know, I've been so busy, I swear to God. Okay, Post Cologne. Poor Post. It's been a while since he posted. Yeah, I honestly, so what was I going to say? You know, between creating fragrances, between bringing in stock. By the way, I have a lot of Initios that are cheap. I'm trying to get Creed fragrances for the low. I just bought Bond number 9 Lafayette Streets. They're going to land in about 3 days for the lowest prices. They're like under $200 for Lafayette Street. And I think I only got like 5 or 6. But that's pretty much it, man. Kuba and his boys, Radiator Patine. I didn't watch it. I need to watch it. I appreciate that, man. Siage Sense. I'm pretty sure I have. Let me look him up real quick. But there's a lot of new creators that have watered it down, but there's also a lot of new creators that are great. Oh, Siage Sense is a cool dude. I've watched his videos. There's also this guy that has like a Boston accent. I really like his reviews. What is his thing? But you know what? I need more conversations like this with you guys. And that's the problem. And I don't blame some people who might say certain things sometimes because they don't see this side, right? And that's something where it's kind of been like, you know, you got to be careful, man. And at this point, I'm trying to build this as more than just aromatics. Like aromatics is aromatics, but I'm also a person. Nice Smelling Gentleman is good as well. Very good. He's very like prompt. But you know, like I feel like a lot of influencers, and this is also something to consider. It's actually kind of risky, or I should say anxiety inducing for creators to give their opinion because of that bully culture, because of what happened with brands like Rehan, where everybody just starts to attack you for having an opinion. And especially as a new creator, you also have that. You have the fear of not going against the grain. But I went against the grain for years with those dupes and clones before anybody even wanted to touch them. And that's what established like my presence as the dupe. But now it's so watered down that I feel like a lot of these like newer people who don't know me or know my involvement will reach for me like that. Like, it's just like, bro, like you don't know me. Pop Sense, thank you so much for the super chat. But it's important to note that because like this culture should, I mean, it does exist, but it should be ignored as a creator. You should not only objectively review based on what you get, like with people who give you objective reviews, but it also should be ended with some objective reality. Like you should still be like, and now we're into our opinion, as long as you can convey to your audience that you're segmenting it that way. Like here, understand this is my experience. Now understand that this is my objective experience. Now understand this is my subjective opinion. So it's not easy. Ragnar's cool with me. I haven't really watched his YouTube though. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Isn't Boston guy Man with Sense? I've seen yours too, by the way. It's pretty cool. It is very easy to draw conclusions, not only when they've only watched some of the videos, but also when you guys, it is so hot in this room. It's crazy. But also when there are a lot of creators, right? But Justin Copeland was a good creator as well. Foss, no, I don't. No, I don't. But he's more TikTok. He's not on YouTube. No, I actually really like him. I don't have... So Cal Cologne is not a YouTuber in my eyes. He's a great TikToker, and he's kind of like the big brother that everybody wishes they had. And it makes 100% sense. Oh, he's good. He's good on TikTok and stuff. I haven't really watched him on YouTube, so no. Oh, was it you, Pop Sense? Maybe it's you. Let me see. Pop Sense. Yo, check him out, you guys. God bless you for the super chat. Thank you, guys. It's here. Let me put you up, bro. I appreciate you, bro. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here he is, you guys. Check him out. Much appreciated. Much love. So at the end of the day, even those that I might not have stated or said or maybe just ignored in the chat, the reason is because there is no point of coming on here and saying negative about who's Vince Sense. Let me see. Vince Sense is cool. I've seen his reviews. Very objective as well. Gerard. Ah, that's who it is. Gerard. I like your content, Gerard. Gerard is he's pretty smooth. I think that's who it is. Yes. His quality is excellent and his taste is really good. He keeps talking about like fucking like older fragrances, but doesn't mean it's not good videos. They're good videos. Very smooth. Fragabi is great as well. Unk is funny. I love Unk. Anyways. Hey, and listen. Chris, the CEO. Shout outs to him. He keeps it a buck. He'd be like, every influencer says this is good, but this is straight ass. And I'm just like, oh my God, bro. Oh my God. Listen, I might be in the shadows, but I see. Like Straight to Ryan is good. Sense over Sense, I'm not sure. More BTS behind the scenes live stream. Yeah. Actually, yes, I was going to do it yesterday, but I had my lawyer friend with me and we were recording videos together. And for his sake, we didn't. Vegas Sense is great. Yeah, I mentioned him in the beginning. For French Riviera, no, bro. I'm sorry. Vegas Sense is excellent. I love his content. I appreciate that, Jonathan. So what do you guys think? How do you think that how would you have handled something like this? I had a couple options. At first, I was pretty upset and hurt. And I was like, man, did he really just go in? And I was ready, going guns blazing. But then I was like, you know what? This is a great opportunity to educate, to learn. Because at the end of the day, if it's just fire and fire, it's never going to stop. And that's not my intention. I think exactly this is a great way to summarize this video up, is that there are hundreds, if not thousands of clones. Literally, bro, to you watching if you are. So how do they pick them? What are you going to tell them? Oh, just buy any one of them? Come on, man. God bless you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Charlie. I appreciate that. Forgive me sometimes the quality. I get really busy, you guys. Like, I have no life anymore. But I'm working on getting it back. But some of my energy in the videos might be down, especially when I'm traveling. Like when I was in Dubai, I remember I looked dead. But we're back for now, and we're going to go from there. I appreciate that, Pop Sense. God bless you, bro. Keep grinding, bro. Keep giving and focusing on quality. God bless you for the super sticker. Thank you very much. Entice Sense. Check them out, you guys. Entice Sense. Fire in the booth. A Oud Al Farid. How long should I master? It really depends on. No, it's fine. So how long should you let your fragrance mature? It could be anywhere from 2 weeks. It could be it really just depends on the fragrance itself, bro. I would say 1 to 2 weeks is good. Wallah, brown boy, today I remembered the Discord and I was going to go in on a phone call, but then I got busy. I got phone calls for some of the stuff coming from Dubai to the store. Supremacy Collector Edition redundant. No, it's Aventus Absolute with a twist. What's the difference of the twist? It's got more jasmine versus a fruity batch of Aventus. What about those? You say that every Aventus clone is the same? No, because some of them are actually, some of them are after the, what was it, FZ101 batch or something, the fruity batch, and then there's a smoky batch, and then there's one, like the Afnans, they do one with more jasmine. Sharaf blend the Club Black, which is also close to the Supremacy. Hey, so about Platine Blanc. Soon, inshallah. The 30 mLs will be sold in 4 packs. I have Mason Asinar Legacy. It's going to be a part of this Clone War. I've already worn them all, and there's a significant difference. He might not keep it fully. What? Lindsay, where's Lindsay? What did she say? Oh, you want me to keep it out of the frame? All right. Let me keep my nipples out of the frame. My areolas. There we go. All right. Oh, that's funny as hell. I'm sitting in a sauna. I appreciate it, man. Oh, yeah, we did have a conversation on Discord. I appreciate that, bro. Thank you so much. God bless you for the super chat. Nikki, tap dash in at the influencer Neeb. Send over an email. I have a whole team that's taking care of that kind of stuff. Charlie Kane, thank you so much. Amali Crystal is really good. Yeah, it's really good. The freshest imagination clone would be the Marwa, the silver Arabiyat. It still has the tea, but the soapiness is just so rich, and it's long lasting as well. How's the new Fierte Black? The Fierte? It's not that new. It smells like baby cat. It's good. No pants? Do I stand up right now? Let's not. I appreciate that. Respiratory, Marzouk. I was frontline during COVID. It was a really hard time, man. It was a really hard time. But you know what? Believe it or not, you know, I know a lot of people think like, oh, you're going to the hospital, you're wearing fragrance. I swear to God, you guys, like, old women have no filter. And when I would wear Dylan Blue, they used to literally be like, oh, look at those buns. Like, I'm not even joking. They would come in, oh, you smell so good. I'm like, mama, you're like 2 weeks away from phone call with Jesus and God. What are you talking about my buns for? Wallah al-azim. Astaghfirullah. But anyways, they used to love it, bro. They used to love it. And anything to make their day, I swear to God, was good enough for me. And it would be nice. Like, I'd sit there, I'd chat with them, we'd watch videos together and stuff. And they pinch sometimes. Yeah, man. I wouldn't actually do that, bro. Exactly. When you got nothing to lose, you drop game. It's just the truth, bro. Alhamdulillah. A good clone of Naxos. They were all pretty ass. The best clone is pretty expensive. Obviously, it's the newest one that came out. But in all honesty, the one by Paris Corner, it looks like a turkey. It was pretty good. It's not as good as the new Fierte White, but it's a significant cut in price. So it might be better for you. It really just depends on you. Knows your scent. What up, Doe? How are you, bro? Long time no see. Yeah, bro. While wearing Pacific Aura. Yep, Vu Elegant. That's what it is. Thank you, Ertis. Ertis, did I just fuck? No, I'm just playing. But yeah, man. Yo, check out Knows Your Scent. He's actually another one that keeps it 100. And bro, I know you see the fuckery that's happening in the space right now, bro. I know you see it with all the... I don't know, man. Adam, Habibi, what's good, bro? Jubilation is okay, but it's just one of those fragrances where it's so hard to wear, man. I have it, I own it, I loved it, but I never wore it. After a certain age, they don't care. They pretend they didn't know, but some really don't care. Bro, it's like my man said, when you have nothing to lose, it doesn't matter. They don't care no more, bro. Hey, God bless you, Dijon. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Keep doing awesome work. Can't wait for part 2. It's coming soon, inshallah. It's coming soon. And by the way, usually, I want you guys to know, a lot of these brands are known, like they have different budgets. For example, like Arabiyat Prestige has a pretty high budget when it comes to their recreation of dupes, right? Through IFF, through whatever company they'll use. They have a pretty high budget, not just on their oils, but also on their presentation and atomizers. And what does that even mean? Like, for example, for a brand, right? For them to make this custom bottle, they have to make at least like 10 to 20,000 pieces before they even sell, obviously, right? And so they have to have a budget for that. But then also the quality of the oils. So rather than buying like for 150 per kg, and let me show you guys actually. So for example, so these are some of the fragrances that I'm working on, right? There it is, aromatics. So let's say, for example, Cardo Patch. Here it is. It's cola and cardamom, right? It's a crazy ass fragrance. But the price, as you guys can see, is 250 dollars per kilogram. Okay, so that's 2.2 pounds. And the current concentration of this fragrance that I have is at 26%. And based on IFRA, it's a class 4, and I can use it up to 37%. And so in order to find that out, I have to find out how many kilograms I'm going to use of this oil. So if I really wanted to, let's say, for instance, you know what, you guys, this is as it is created now. Is the cardamom essential? They'll be like, no or yes. And if I say, okay, I want an essential cardamom, that price of 250 kg will increase, obviously, to maybe like 280, obviously going to be more than that. So there are different budgets even in each realm. So it's just as it's created now. So some of these brands absolutely have higher budgets. Pay attention to brands who give you hard boxes versus soft boxes. There's a calculation to literally everything. The brand who's using soft boxes is probably going to give you, I mean, there's so many different ways. Like maybe I'm saving on a soft box so I can give you better oils, or maybe I'm doing soft box because I don't care and I'm going to use less. So there's a lot of factors. That's all. I've never really been a fan. I am revealing a lot, but who cares? Why does it have to be a secret, right? Like, I don't even care anymore because I'm just going to keep creating and we're going to produce. And at the end of the day, let the objective quality and reality speak for itself. That's it. I have Afnan Sahara. I'm going to unbox that soon, actually. It's literally right there. The Supremacy or the Sahara. I have it. Ather was a hard box. I'm telling you, French Avenue is known to have the highest budget for oils. We did a podcast with a bunch of creators and the perfumers with their factories that were sitting there and telling everybody Fragrance World has the highest budget of all of our clients right now in the Middle Eastern realm. Where's that video? Why haven't they pumped it out? I don't know. But they're not the only ones who have a high budget. I'm sure there's other brands that I'm just not educated on that have high budgets, if not the same, maybe even higher. Who knows? This smells like high budget fragrances. For fuck's sake, I feel like even Riffs has increased their budgets based on their scents. And this is not a bad smelling fragrance by any means, but they're definitely sourced from different places. I'm not going to say they use the best oils. I don't know. I can tell you how they smell to me. I know what oils they use, though. They use from like CPL and they use from IFF and they use by Givaudan. They don't have a limit. That's the beauty of it. So I can objectively tell you that. But in regards to their budget as well, I can objectively tell you that. But I can't tell you it's the best because I can just tell you on a case-by-case basis. Because I don't know if they're going to do the same thing for each fragrance unless I factually know. That's when then I'll tell you it has the best oil. I'm only going to say it because I know it. But I don't know if that's the case for everything, right? Obviously, there is some opinionated things that I will be giving and saying at the end of the day. At the end of the day, it's just a guide. It's a guide. But I will give you my the facts that I've learned through this Juventus cologne. I don't really know one. Burlington 1819 is good, but it's just so expensive, dude. No, it's not Joe Cap. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. It's not so much about proving, bro. It's about giving you guys transparent information that I don't normally do. It's about breaking that, right? Like, why is it the norm? Like, this is about educating. I swear to God, like, it's definitely something that I should have a conversation, be able to have this conversation with you guys on. It's also hot as hell because this light is literally right on my face. Look at this. I wonder why it's hot. But anyway, I appreciate that though. I'm not really too much of a fan, Leo. Spirit of Dubai Bahr, not that I know of, but if you get any Mega Mare clone, it's not going to be that close, honestly, because it has more. Fawah Midnight is okay. They say it's what's it called? Wajan, but it's like, it's okay. It's like Angel Sherry Wajan. That's the thing with doing lives. What I like is like a lot of people get to ask me of fragrances that I don't normally talk about. I like showcasing what I like, right? You should still showcase what you don't like. But lives like this give you an opportunity to answer questions for fragrances that you don't like without having to like make a whole separate video. Hey, I definitely appreciate it. Who's rocking it? Who's rocking it? I appreciate that, man. There isn't enough clones of it, Antidote, that I know of at least. Ather Atlantis is crazy. The blue, yeah. Yeah, the blue one is going to be the one that... Oceania. Love Oceania. Oh, Nikolai, I appreciate you, bro. Inshallah. I want to keep things free. Why do a sub? It's tap dash in at the influencer Neep. Do I think it'll be hyped? I mean, it smells like watermelon. I mean, it's pretty cool, but hyped? I don't think so. Because it's like very specific. I mean, I think that it's very unique in that sense. Riff's Memento is really good. Majesty by who, bro? Majesty by who? I'm excited for you to try it too. But the other thing with the Platine Blanc, by the way, you guys, it has a lot of naturals in it. So like when I hear like synthetic with it, it's just confusing a little. Because it's like there is naturals in it. Like the mint is naturally distilled, an essential. basically. Hey, yo, that sounds gas. Mason Asrar. Oh, I have not tried that, brother. Dubai Night Midnight. Yeah, by Al Haramain. Dubai Night. Is that the one that has like a twist on Arabian's Tonka? It's also a twist. It's a little freshness at the top. Yom al Layl. I have not. Dude, smell stuff. I appreciate you, bro. God bless you for the super chat. Thank you very much. What's up, Frank? Come here. Do you think French Avenue will lower their budget to earn more money? Well, I'll tell you this, right? Because I am affiliated and obviously I have my line through them. I can almost guarantee you that the advancements that we're working on is to go above before we ever even think of down. So I can confidently say no. At least like I can 100% say no for aromatics, but for French Avenue and Fragrance World, I can pretty confidently say no. And I can also confidently say that a lot of these other brands are also increasing their budgets. A lot of them. One of them being Arabiyat, another one being Armaf. Even Armaf, you guys, check out their new Odyssey fragrances. It's next level. They have a white one. It smells like Blanche Bette, okay? But the tonka bean smells like natural ass tonka bean. And when we went to France, Grasse, that's the capital of perfumery of the world, we smelled them like distilling in big ass tins of tonka bean. And I swear to God, it's literally like they poured it in those bottles. It's so good from that sense. Ivory Root by Xerjoff, any good? If I remember correctly, it was like this ambery myrrh and vanillic. It was pretty good, but you really have to enjoy resins. Or Platine Blanc, and my wife says she's ready to give me. Let's go. That's a W, bro. Allah Mubarak. Oh my God, you crazy as hell. Go ahead, take the dog. No way. Can't take the dog. Grechia. Yes, it is another Blanche Bette. When I first smelled it, I didn't know what it was. It was really good. Where is it? Yeah. The main difference I'd say between this and the Grechia or whatever is going to be the tonka bean. In the Armaf one is just crazy. Hey, God bless you, bro. Thank you, Vincenz. I appreciate that, man. Check him out, you guys. Vincenz. God bless you, bro. And may God give you that $5 times 500 back, inshallah. Is Armaf Why Sell Myself? It's Armaf Why Sell Myself? Which one? Oh, are they doing one? I don't know. Not that I know of, actually. The Drake fragrance, Quinn. After wearing it for 7 days. So initially, I really enjoyed it, but I was like, questionable. After wearing it for like 6-7 days, it started giving me a headache. And it started smelling like woman, like pretty in pink. It reminds me of La Vie Belle, bro. Like a discontinued rose La Vie Belle. Like it's not it at all. It went from a 7 to like a 6 or a 6.5 on a woman. Like it was okay. And then I don't know, man. I got so sick of it. I wore it for a week straight and I tried to make it work. I tried. First, I was like, okay, this is cool. I was like, there's no way this is that femme. And like, my mind kept telling me, no, it's not. No, it's not. But yeah, man, go try it, bro. It's at Ulta. Just spray it. It smells like 9 p.m. to you. Matt, I can see that, bro, but it smells like a teenager. There you go. What up, RXL? Yeah, it smells like a teenage girl. Something similar to Safir al-Oud. Safir al-Oud. Oh, Shaghaf Oud. Wait, Safir al-Oud, you're talking about by Arda Za'faran? Oh my God, that's a throwback, bro. Armani Code Elixir or Forever Wanted Elixir? Ooh, I love the Armani Code Elixir. The new Armani Code Elixir is really good. I appreciate that, bro. I'm glad you enjoy it. Thank you guys so much. Love you from the bottom of my heart. Let's all, bring more positivity to the space. And sometimes it's better if you just, I don't fucking know. But what I do know is I hope you learned a thing or two. And let's keep it positive. I think that we should all, how fun are collab videos, man? They're amazing. But when people just step on one another to try and raise themselves, maybe that wasn't the intention with this one. I'm almost certain it wasn't, right? I'm giving benefit of the doubt. We should still take it as an opportunity to learn, to grow, rather than the latter. Because what's the latter? All right, man, peace, whatever. So it is what it is. Love you guys from the bottom of my heart. I will be sharing my diet on that Neeb.life. We'll be doing a lot of nutrition, workout, fitness, all that stuff. But if I do it, it's going to be done the right way. Is afternoon swim still worth the money? I would say absolutely not because of the longevity. It smells amazing, but I should definitely collab with Cuba. I'd love to collab more. That's pretty much it. Have a good day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.